Balochistan is once again at the center of international attention. Allegations of enforced disappearances, military crackdowns, and shrinking democratic space have resurfaced after the reported life imprisonment of prominent Baloch rights activist Dr. Maharang Baloch. On the sidelines of the 62nd session of the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, Baloch Voice Association President Munir Mengal accused Pakistan of weaponizing its judiciary and security apparatus to silence dissent. But beyond one activist's conviction lies a larger story, one of a province where rights groups say repression has been institutionalized. A report.
For decades, Balochistan has remained Pakistan's most volatile province, rich in natural resources, strategically crucial because of Gwadar Port and the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, yet repeatedly accused of being governed through military control rather than civilian consensus. The latest flashpoint is the reported life imprisonment of Baloch activist Dr. Maharang Baloch, a move that has triggered outrage among Baloch groups and renewed scrutiny of Pakistan's human rights record. Activists argue that the verdict is not an isolated legal decision but part of a broader campaign targeting students, journalists, doctors, lawyers, and civil society voices demanding accountability. Over the past year, Balochistan has witnessed repeated demonstrations led not by armed groups but by women, students and families searching for missing relatives. The Baloch Yakjehti Committee, headed by Dr. Maharang Baloch, became one of the most visible civil rights platforms highlighting enforced disappearances and custodial abuses. It was against this backdrop that on the sidelines of the 62nd session of the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva, Baloch Voice Association President Munir Mengal accused Pakistan of intensifying its military crackdown in the province.
The situation in Balochistan is getting worse day by day. And this was earlier anticipated, the way Pakistan treated, the Baloch people since, after the elimination of Nawab Akbar Khan Bukti. And this was what we were expecting, that Pakistan will use more force, and they used more force to dominate the region, to dominate the people. Unfortunately, the resistance has gone more, the Pakistani forces got more resistance by the people in all walks of life. The Baloch women, they stood up, the Baloch students, the political parties, and the Baloch civil society representatives, professors, doctors, people from all walks of life, they resisted the Pakistani way, how they were treating the Baloch people.
Mengal alleges that Islamabad's strategy of suppressing political dissent has instead fueled greater resistance across Baloch society. He says today's movement extends beyond politics, drawing participation from women, academics, lawyers, and ordinary citizens, challenging what activists describe as the growing dominance of Pakistan's military establishment over civilian life in the province. Mengal also questioned the independence of Pakistan's judicial process, arguing that the verdict against Dr. Maharang Baloch reflected political direction rather than judicial autonomy. He warned that the conviction would not silence the movement but instead amplify international attention.
Dr. Maharang Baloch is not an individual. She's a representative of the Baloch people, and she has, raised the voice of the Baloch people throughout the globe, not only in Balochistan or in Pakistan, but she has been awarded by Norwegian organizations. So the way Pakistani courts, took her to this stage, that they've given her a life imprisonment sentence. This was, by her, these were her own words in the court, that you, Mr. Justice, you do not have any authority to give me any sort of justice. You will only read those messages and give me that decision which the authorities will write and send to you. And this is what really this had happened.
Human rights advocates have long argued that independent scrutiny of Balochistan remains limited. International organizations, including human rights groups, have reported difficulties in accessing the province, while journalists have frequently described restrictions on reporting from conflicted areas. Mengal urged the United Nations to move beyond statements and establish an independent mechanism to investigate allegations emerging from the region.